Hey, what's going on? In this video, we're going to talk about why most branding efforts miss the mark. And I'm going to move myself over here, out the way, and let's jump right into it. You see, a lot of branding efforts that we do, they are mostly built from the outside in and not the inside out of the business. We talk about our product more than we talk about why we even deal with the product. We talk about the service and what the service can do for the potential client or what the features are of this product. But those things are pretty shallow, and that's why you see a lot of companies, new and old, they begin to have trouble after so long, if they even do get a good start or get off the ground. But a lot of times things just point blank miss the mark, and it's pretty simple, but in some cases it's boring. So let's go through these 3 steps. Number one, it feels generic, and that's just your messaging. Whatever you got going on, it doesn't have that personality. There are millions of brands. It is so easy to start a company nowadays. There are millions of people. Nothing really is new under the sun. So there are millions of people and other items that are similar to yours, or people that are just naturally charismatic and some that aren't. But you're sitting here telling people what you can do, or what your item can do, or all these bells and whistles, but there's no human side of it. It feels like just another product that looks like that product down the street or the product next door, and it just feels generic. So number two, the disconnect. It feels very disconnected. There's a lot of times that we look at stuff and we go, oh, why did they spend that much money to do this when the same thing was done over here, and it's way cheaper, or it could be done even better by this guy. I know a guy that does this left and right, yada yada yada. Well, a lot of times, I mean, pretty much most of the time, you see that happening. It's because the people that are into it have found something that they can connect to. It doesn't matter whether it's a big brand, a small brand, something local. There are tons of local coffee shops that are not Starbucks, and probably don't have all the flavors and the bells and whistles and the reach that Starbucks has. But they are doing very well in their town, in their area, region, or wherever, because they have a connection. Starbucks comes out, and they hire people, and yes, they have a good connection going on a nationwide level, but coming in, trying to get into a new market that already has that good foothold, they're not going to most likely turn those customers from that mom and pop coffee shop. But they do have their own following that will say, oh, Starbucks, let's go there. And hey, you can make a pot of coffee for the same price as you make a cup of coffee at Starbucks. But to help to add more to what I was saying, the people that love that Starbucks brand, they resonate with what Starbucks believes in. Number three, let's see here, is very forgettable. I see this a lot with clients that I've dealt with as far as their food. And a lot of them are caterers and restaurants and whatnot, or small little restaurants, and they go, oh, I can cook this and I can cook that, and I do this and I put that into it. And then they sitting here pouring out their heart, telling me all this, pouring all this passion out. But then they turn around and say, this is what I do, is serve this one item, this food item. Oh, I can cater for your event. That's it. They don't have that passion, that same passion that they just was telling me, or just telling you about it, complaining. They're venting to family members. But that same energy is not in their messaging. It's not in their branding and whatnot. It's not in their brand identity at all. So you got to make yourself authentic, not just authentic, but non-forgettable. And I'm not saying go out and do these crazy things and whatnot, just always doing something just silly or gimmicky or whatnot. But you gotta have your strong, authentic voice. And to add to that, you're not trying to get everybody. And that's where a lot of times stuff falls on deaf ears, because people want to get everybody and everything under the moon. No, you just want your people that are committed to using you. Perfect example of that, we have a young lady that, she does custom desserts and birthday cakes and whatnot. The theme, she can make it look like whatever theme, she makes it fit, she makes it work. And she did what we wanted for our first child. And now we use her every time we have a birthday party or some kind of event. We've used her 15 times maybe. If it wasn't us, it was somebody we passed her name on to. But she has a good connect. We can see the passion. When I first met her, she was working at another store, and just started. We made up struggle conversation while I was waiting for my order to be done, and she started telling me about her baking and everything, and I remembered it. She gave me her information for Instagram, and I passed it on to my wife, and she passed it on to a friend. Then next time when our child had a birthday, got it, hit it again for our next child's birthday, and our celebrations and different little random stuff and so on and so forth. But her energy bled through what she was telling me, and then it bled through her social media as well. But she showed the human element that we're talking about. It made her connect. She didn't feel generic, and made her very hard to forget. But when you focus on that, all these external perceptions that I've been talking about, you end up missing the opportunity that you can use at these points to make those clients feel, not clients, but potential clients feel something. And it's very hard nowadays. We're distracted and we're having things that pop up left and right in our face all the time. So you end up not paying attention to stuff. You don't really feel anything. Everything is so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's so oriented into these perfect steps that it's actually easy to forget and overlook. But have no fear. It can easily be changed. So if you don't take anything from what I've talked about here, look at your own stuff and ask yourself, am I crafting my message from a place of passion and authenticity? Or are you simply just guessing what others want? Because you will surprise yourself that how much of you pull out of what you're doing or your product, because you're nitpicking and trying to be so perfect. That's all I got for now. Give me a shout. If you like this information, stay tuned. Give us a like, and hope you see more. Thanks.